Good afternoon, Ms. Tasha and my dear classmates. Before I start my presentation, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Helena Punky Rahmawati. I study Logistic Administration Management in Diponegoro University. It is a pleasure for me to have the chance to show you my presentation. For this presentation, I will explain one of the essential topics in what I'm studying, which is logistics. When we are talking about logistics, we will often hear the word warehouse or warehousing. A warehouse is a place used for the storage of goods. Why is it important? Warehouse is important for business that import, export, transport, and manufacture of goods. Keeping everything organized in one place can also save your money and increase your productivity. Let's take a look at some functions in warehousing. The first one is storage. The goods which are not needed immediately can be stored in warehouse. The second function is price stabilization. The rise of the goods price during certain season can be avoided. The next function is risk bearing. The warehouse is built to minimize the risk of theft, deterioration, exploration, fire, and another. The fourth is financing function. In this manner, warehousing acts as a source finance for the businessman for meeting business operation. The last is grading and packing function. Warehouses nowadays provide the facilities of packing, processing, and grading of goods as the added values. Warehouses also have various benefits, such as job production, time utility, store of surplus goods, price stabilization, minimization of risk, packing and grading, and financing. As for job production, it can store the raw materials to enable mass production to be carried continuously. Warehouse enable manufacturer to produce goods in anticipation of demand in the future. At time utility, warehouse bring the time gap between the production and consumption of goods. It helps the manufacturer in making available the goods whenever required by the customer. As store of surplus goods, warehouses are used to store the goods that are production anticipation of demand by the customer. As price stabilization, warehouses reduce violent fluctuation in prices by storing goods when their supply exceeds demand and by releasing them when the demand is more than immediate production. As minimization of risk, warehouses provide for the safe custody of goods. By keeping their goods in warehouse, businessmen can minimize the loss from damage, fire, and theft. As packing and grading, warehouses provide the facility for processing, packing, blending, and grading of the goods for the purpose of sale. As the financing control, warehouse provide asset to the owner for the goods kept in the warehouse. The owner can borrow money against the security of goods by making an endorsement on the warehouse receipt. Move to the next slide. Warehouses have three types in general. They are private warehouses, public warehouses, and bonded warehouses. The first, private warehouses are owned and operated by big manufacturers to fulfill their own storage needs. These types of warehouses have a limited failure utility because the owner usually needs large storage capacity on regular basis. On the other side, public warehouses are specialist businesses that provide storage facility to the general public for a certain charge. They may be owned and operated by individual or cooperative society. Public warehouses provide storage facilities to small manufacturers at low cost. Meanwhile, bonded warehouses are licensed by the government to accept imported goods for the storage until the payment of custom duty. They are usually located near the ports. This type of warehouses will not allow the goods to be removed without the consent of the customs authorities. Finally, to summarize my presentation, I'd like to say that warehouse is a very essential part for the business in the field of logistics. It has particular function and very useful benefits for businessmen to reach the efficient management of business. That was my presentation about the definition, function, benefits, and type of warehouses. Thank you for your attention. Bye.